Shocking news, Liverpool Grad jailed for £250 million drug smuggling, and Salah's future. Welcome to LFC Transfer Daily News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Liverpool's academy is known for its remarkable development of talented players. And while many go on to play with the first team, or enter professional football for other teams, some take a wrong turn and enter the wrong crowd. For 31-year-old academy graduate Jamie Mena, his career soon went downhill after featuring for a number of teams in the English Football League. This week he was sentenced at Mold Crown Court to 7.5 years in prison for his role in a gang operation that saw £250 million of Class A drugs smuggled into the country. Mena's path to drug sentence. Featuring for Liverpool's academy as a young child, Mena received his first professional contract for Blackpool, before subsequent moves to Chester FC, Marine FC and Stockport County. During his career, he played in the FA Cup, playing in the first round against Southend back in 2014. Most of his career was spent with stints lower down in the leagues in England as well as making appearances in Wales' top flight. Most recently, he featured for Lower Breck FC, which is based in the Anfield region of Liverpool, where he signed from Bangor City back in the summer of 2020. According to the Liverpool Echo, it is unknown when Mena began his involvement in smuggling cocaine and heroin into the country, but the operation was taken apart by the Northwest Regional Organised Crime Unit, NWROCU, earlier this year. The criminal network that Mena was a part of used trailers to conceal the substances and utilized the Eurotunnel to transport the drugs that originated in South America. Overall, the plot has been estimated to involve £250 million worth of substances. Liverpool transfer news, PIF ready to block Mo Salah's Saudi move. Liverpool find themselves on the brink of losing Mohamed Salah because of a situation of their own making. The 8-season wonder is putting up elite numbers once again this season, yet he may end up departing Merseyside come May. After receiving a new deal in 2022, reportedly on £350,000 a week, Salah finally received his worth for consistently delivering world-class seasons for the Reds. But now that the contract is in its final year, while the Egyptian is still putting up the same impressive numbers at the age of 32, Liverpool's owners once again have an important decision to make. Salah's contract saga so far. While Liverpool fans around the world have been well aware of the urgency for a new deal to come Salah's way, there has been quiet concern that the Reds may lose their best player. Discussions between the club and Salah's agent will no doubt have been ongoing for quite some time. A solution to this homemade crisis has yet to surface, and it isn't a straightforward decision to make. At 32 years old, most other players would start to think about life after football, while trying to get the most out of their peak fitness years, but Salah remains as committed as ever. His physical fitness is remarkable, topping the internal club tests during pre-season, and his output has yet to falter, despite his increasing age. In addition, his wage simply can't go much higher if we consider what a new deal at Liverpool may look like, given that £350,000 a week is right at the top of what the elite European clubs offer. But when Salah spoke to the press after Liverpool's win over Manchester United in September, where he made clear that this currently is his last year at the club, it sent shivers down the fanbase, so a difficult decision needs to be made at some point. Allow Salah to leave and somehow begin to replace his output, either directly or with a few players, or break the wage structure and allow the Egyptian king to prolong his stay with the Reds. Should the former happen, there will be no lack of potential suitors, and there is a potential development in Saudi Arabia should he want to move closer to home. Neymar's standoff with Al Hilal. Earlier this week, it appeared that Neymar's Saudi contract may be terminated in order to facilitate a move for the Brazilian winger to return to his home club Santos. However, given the direct influence of the Saudi Public Investment Fund (PIF) within Al Hilal, the fund owns 75% of the club, the decision to depart with such a standout player is not straightforward. According to a report from the Portuguese website UOL, if the decision purely came down to the wishes of Al Hilal, then Neymar would have a clear path to leave from January onwards. Internally, the Saudi club sees the Brazilian as dispensable and, above all, has many doubts about the player's medical and physical condition for the remaining 6 months of the season, and consequently the contract. Liverpool star lined up to replace £45 million Man City treble winner. Arne Slot's Reds have been flying in every competition they have played in so far, utilizing the different players in the squad while doing so. However, some players have been notably out of favour with the new Dutch boss, receiving little to no minutes so far in this campaign. Likewise, over at Manchester City, Kalvin Phillips only played 319 minutes for his club last season, before he moved on loan to West Ham United. The treble winner subsequently moved on loan to Ipswich Town this season, to steer his career back on track and get regular minutes for the freshly promoted Premier League side. However, with his move seeming to have failed already, Ipswich may be looking at a Liverpool player to fill his place. Phillips out and Wataru Endo in. In an exclusive for Football Insider last month, it was reported that Kalvin Phillips' loan move might be terminated because the 28-year-old was struggling to get back up to speed, lacking mobility and running power. In addition, his head was reportedly still at Leeds United, with claims suggesting he would be looking at returning to Elland Road. It's quite the plight considering he was signed by Manchester City for £45 million, Sky Sports. As such, the Tractor Boys would be missing a significant senior figure at the club to lead their efforts to avoid relegation and ensure their stay in the Premier League is for the long term. And this week, it was reported by Court Offside that Wataru Endo might be on his way out, after falling out of favour with new Liverpool boss Arne Slot. This has been predominantly down to the meteoric rise of Dutch midfielder Ryan Gravenberch, who has taken the number 6 position and made it his own, but if minutes aren't shared around this season, then Endo could look elsewhere. In the report this week, a range of clubs was cited as possible destinations for the Japanese international, including AC Milan, Celtic, Fulham, Wolverhampton and Ipswich Town, who might be looking for a replacement for Phillips. As such, the 31-year-old is not short of options if his stay on Merseyside appears to be falling apart. Endo's Liverpool career so far. Upon being brought to the club by former Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp and former sporting director Jorge Schmadtke, Endo was not a player fans expected to see on Merseyside. Liverpool ready to sign Darwin Núñez's arch-nemesis. Whilst Liverpool can rightfully boast about having the best defence in the league right now, there is a legitimate chance that it looks almost completely different at the start of next season. Both Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold are out of contract, and the reports of Andy Robertson's demise might not be too greatly exaggerated, with our report that Liverpool requested permission to contact Bournemouth left-back Milos Kerke. As a result, there is a chance Ibrahima Konate becomes the most experienced man in red at the back come August 2025. Rumours of who his partner, should Van Dijk truly be heading out of the door, have been ablaze. A new one has emerged, however, and it's an old foe. Court Offside are reporting that Liverpool are interested in bringing Fulham's Joachim Andersen to Anfield. Andersen isn't the most welcome man on Merseyside. Fans will remember the way in which the Danish international provoked Darwin Núñez into headbutting him, and subsequently making the most out of it, to get him sent off. It worked a treat. But, should Andersen put together some good performances at Anfield, I'm sure we'd all warm to him. Could Andersen really replace Van Dijk? Statistically, Andersen matches up alarmingly similar to Virgil van Dijk this season. He averages 2.34 tackles and assists per 90, close to Van Dijk's 2.45, and more than Konate's 1.73. He achieves this with a 55.6% tackle success rate, much closer to Van Dijk, 50% than Konate's outstanding 80%. He falls short in aerial duels, winning 59.4% to Van Dijk's 71.7%, making Konate's sensational aerial prowess even more essential. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.